We take a coach and we'll do Q&A from there.
The young men have been working extremely hard this offseason with Drew Wilson, our strength coach. He's done an excellent job with them. They've been going hard. It's been fun for them to work out in our new weight room all the time. We didn't have that this time last year. We got into it about really halfway through the football season. And then we moved into our indoor practice facility in the IPF on February 1st. So they've been using that every day. So it's been exciting for them and for our team. So I think we've made good strides over the winter workouts. Now they get ready to start spring practice tomorrow. Spring practice, our guys are excited about doing it, but usually in spring practice, the coaches are kind of more excited about spring practice than the players because there's no game right around the corner. But I know they're really into it, and we've got a lot of competition out there this spring. And I'm excited about everything that's going on with our program and where we're headed in that direction. So we have, I'll get a couple things out of the way on business. We had to dismiss Kate Apsay and Evan White from the team from Valley Team Policies, so that's where that sits. And then we signed Kyle Trago 2 days ago. Kyle's a safety from Diablo Valley Community College. He's a really good football player. We're really excited about. 6 foot, 193. He is from Brentwood, California, where he played high school ball at Liberty High School there. And we're excited. He's a 4 for 3, excellent student. So he's just like Akello, just like Leo, just like Foe. All 3 of those guys have really helped us. And we always look for guys like that have excellent freshman years and have gotten bigger, stronger, and played really well. He was an all-conference player, made a lot of plays for him, and he fits a need for us too. For this spring, he'll be playing safety and nickel, and then he'll also play on all the special teams. He'll be here in June. Well, May 31st is when we start the first session of summer school. He'll be here then.
And his bio's in there, kid.
Yeah, his bio's in there if you want to find out something about him. All right, so I'll take any questions at this time.
Mike, with Jade being gone, it's down another arm for a quarterback. How does that alter what you guys are going to do offensively? I'm trying to implement some new things, but how does that alter?
It won't alter at all. We'll have Jordan and Stephen Montez and Jaleel Weenie will play quarterback and receiver. We have TJ Patterson that'll play also. So we'll have enough arms out there to go with it. So the one good thing is it gives Stephen Montez, who hasn't had as many reps as Jordan and Jaleel at a quarterback position, he'll get a lot more reps this spring because I think he has a bright future in front of him. Just needs to get some more reps. So that'd be good for him.
What are your expectations for Stephen Montez? What can he have in the mix?
He's big, athletic, can throw it. I hope he moves up the ladder and is able to kind of be ready to play, so to speak. And so we'll find out as spring goes, he'll get a tremendous amount of reps. So hopefully he makes a big jump here within the offense.
How tough is it going to be to evaluate him when you guys are implementing a bunch of new things offensively?
Well, it's a lot of the same terminology. A little bit's changed. It's not going to be a radical change from things that we've done. There's going to be definitely things implemented in there, but it'll be very similar in the mechanics and different things like that we've done out of the gun and all that type of stuff. So just getting him repetitions of doing it and seeing it and playing in live ball will be good. He got a little bit of that, of course, in the fall, but then during the off-season, in the rest of the fall, he's a show team quarterback and doing all that. This would be really good for him to be under a little bit more scrutiny and a little bit more pressure out there doing it.
Where do you see Jaleel being utilized in this offense?
I see him at quarterback, and I also see him at our wide receiver, kind of being able to. He's a big body, can make plays. He's a very good athlete, so we're just going to find ways to get the ball in his hands. So he'll be in there playing receiver. He'll be in there in the same series playing quarterback. We're going to utilize him to try to get him the football the best way we can at different times, in different ways. And I think that puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses.
So that move with him is permanent. He'll be there next fall?
Yes. And he'll play both wide receiver and quarterback.
Coach, how odd is it to go into spring practice without, 2 of possibly your top quarterbacks in Davis and stuff?
Well, I've done that before, but of course you'd like to have them out there. There's no doubt about that. But I think at the same time, it enables you to get those other guys, quite a few reps. to help them increase. But you definitely would like to have them out there. But I think both of those young men have had so much game experience, so much playing, that they'll be able to be fine because they'll be, be able to go this summer and June and July when they're going with the guys, and then especially in August, they both had a tremendous amount of reps. So I think the speed of the game and understanding and all that will be fine.
Do you have an update on Seppo?
He just keeps progressing. He keeps progressing, and he's doing okay. The Liz Frank, like I say, it's like I think he said to me, he said, sometimes, Coach, my mind's willing to go, but my foot's not always willing to go, type thing. And then some days everything's moving good. It's just the way it is. But he's doing a good job. And Adam Holiday and all of them are doing a great job with him in the training room, and he's working at it.
Still expect him to maybe make a go of it in August?
Yeah, I still expect him to hopefully make a go in August. But when you practice twice a day and you're seeing how that goes, we'll see how his foot goes. That's kind of where it all sits at this time. And that's probably going to be my answer every time y'all ask me, because the Liz Frank it's not like all of a sudden it's a different deal, and y'all all know that. So.
Have you ever, some coaches have played around with the rotating quarterback thing. Other coaches are like, I'm a one quarterback guy.
Yeah.
Are you definitive on either one of those? Are you open to possibilities, or where do you stand on that?
That's a great question, and I think it's all, and I'm not trying to, it all depends on the situation of the two guys doing it. A lot of times, can they handle it? Coach Spurrier did it for years, and everybody would laugh at how he did it. He still won games and did different things. I think that it depends on the two individuals and what you're trying to do within the scheme of it. Now, you always can have a change of pace type guy that can do different things. I think that's a good. You see that with different teams from time to time. I think that puts a lot of pressure on a defense. But I think it all depends on the situation and can those players that are doing that handle that.
Are there any players you're looking at trying out some different positions, potentially, and looking at some switches there?
Right now, we're keeping it kind of status quo from what it was in the fall. And then, the only one, of course, is Jaleel. But we've talked about some others. We're going to see how the first few days of spring goes. And then as we're breaking it up with spring break, we can decide to do something after spring break if it looks like that would be a good thing to make a change with. But right now, we're kind of staying status quo on everybody.
Coach, a year ago, you had a defensive coordinator coming in just basically a day or two before spring ball opened. This year, he's been here a year. You expect the defense to make another quantum jump this spring and then this summer?
Yes, I do. We've got a lot of talent on defense, I believe. If everybody comes back healthy, Addison Gillum, we get some other guys back in there, and some of the guys that are going to be out this spring. I think that we have depth in the secondary, depth at linebacker, depth at D-line. So I think we should be, be a very good defense. And the guys have played a lot, and they're stronger. They understand the game. They've played a lot of battles, and I expect us to improve on defense like we did last year. I expect maybe not quite as big a jump because we were so far away, but I would say relative to that, we should make a good jump. I think we should be very good on defense. I expect us to be.
Coach, what went into your decision to move Clayton Adams to offensive line coach?
I thought that it was the best thing for our team at this time. And Clayton had played offensive line, coached offensive line before. Thought it was a good fit for us. Gary Bernardi had coached tight ends and fullbacks for 22 of his years of coaching, so he's coached that a lot. So both of those guys were familiar with the positions. It's not like anything's new for them at all. They also, running backs and tight ends and line kind of work together quite a little bit. So there's no newness on the terminology and all that. I felt like it was a good change for our team at this moment to kind of keep us going in the direction we want to go offensively.
Mike, you haven't had a lot of time since the end of last season,
right?
A couple months with the new strength coach and stuff.
Most of that's been on the road in hotels at people's houses.
Right.
Yeah.
When will the offensive line make the jump you wanted to make from last year to this year? Is it happening now? Will it happen during the summer?
Well, it definitely happens in the off season with them. Some of those guys need to keep working on getting a little bit more powerful, a little bit more stronger, a little bit bigger. Some of those guys have made strides in that area. And then, you kind of go through spring and in the summer, and then you kind of make that whole offensive line gel. Your 7 or 8 guys you're going to basically play with most of the time. Last year we had to play with a few more because of injuries, but right there and, couple weeks into practice in August, you kind of know who it's going to be. So you're kind of molding those guys. And this spring and early in fall, you give some of the younger guys that maybe haven't played as much, that we feel like are talented, you're going to give them a lot of opportunities to battle and compete for starting jobs and quick depth. So we feel like we redshirt some freshmen that we feel like have a chance to do that. So this spring and summer and fall is big for them to get in that mix.
When you look at those guys, do you sense that they sense they need to make a jump?
Oh yeah, definitely. And we've told everybody on the offensive line, like our whole team, but we told the offensive line, nobody's got a starting job. And we feel like there's some guys there, if they mature and push, that they have talent and size and ability to play this year that didn't play last year, because they just needed some time to soak and get a little bit bigger and everything.
Coach, can you explain the co-offensive coordinator role and how you expect that to work?
Yeah, Brian Lehman to call all the plays. Chev brings a lot to the table with some of the stuff that they did at Texas Tech, and tweaking some of the stuff that we're doing here. So I wanted him to have a good solid word in the meeting room. And Brian works great with everybody, but there won't be any dual play calling or anything like that, because I think that when you start doing that, that really gets hectic on game day. So we'll keep it with Brian calling it and doing it. And I believe Chev will be down the field doing all the signaling and different substituting, so he'll be heavily involved. And then, of course, they talk between series and all that type of thing. But that's how it works. And so it gives Chev a good voice in the room and everybody understands it. He also will talk to the offense quite often, just like Brian does. And so you've got 2 guys working together on that. So I think it's worked really well so far. Being in the meeting rooms and watching how everything's going, they really bonded and worked really well.